All right, Hillbilly Elegy, book review by J.D. Vance. What did I think about this book? Really liked this book. I wouldn't keep it. I wouldn't read it again, but that's only because the topic's a little something I wouldn't want to read about again. But really cool childhood memoir by a guy named J.D. Vance that talks about how he grew up in this chaotic, violent area in Kentucky of the Appalachian Mountains where he just saw rapid drug use and poverty. And he basically used and ended up coming out of it, graduating from Yale and a law degree, and built this great life. You know, he's got a happy marriage and good job and everything now. But he basically looks back on his childhood and tries to understand why that area and why this particular group of people struggle to make it out, and questions it and offers some solutions, but really doesn't make a judgment on it because, you know, it's not easy. It's not an easy answer. But he just kind of analyzes his childhood and looks at his situation and questions why the people in that area might struggle to make it out. But it's a really fun book filled with almost hard to believe stories. His grandmother and how she almost killed people, and sometimes people did show up dead randomly, and nobody would be questioned about it. I mean, just crazy stories of his growing up. But really a sweet story, too, about he and his grandmother's relationship. I thought that was special, and how he attributed basically the reason he made it out was because of the people around him that encouraged him and persisted in keeping him on the right path. And he said most people in that area didn't have what he called mama, his grandma. They don't have a grandmother that would have done that. So he really gives almost half to 75% of the book of stories about crediting his grandmother and some of the time they spent together. Now, they made this into a movie, which is why I read the book, and plus it's really popular. It was published in 2016, and it's got thousands and thousands of reviews online. So it was really popular, and but mainly I just wanted to read it to see what how the movie compared. So I'm going to go watch the movie on Netflix, and that'll be interesting. But if you like memoirs and you like exposing yourself to new topics and things that you didn't grow up exposed to, then you would like this book. I don't think it's one I'd read again just because it's a one-time topic for me. It's not one that I'd want to go back and hear the stories again just because it's kind of sad, honestly. It's kind of tough and not the most optimistic of books. But he did make it out, and it was great. Now, if you're not into that kind of thing, I'd say skip it and don't read it. But especially if you like movies, though, and you want to read books that were made into movies, this would be a good one. But great book. I wouldn't keep it, but that's Hillbilly Elegy.